pelvic floor pain and if it's coming from the spine is the subject of this video. In this video, I'll be telling you a little bit about pelvic stability and how pelvic floor dysfunction is rooted from that, and also discuss how your spine is playing a role. In this video, I will also mention some of the most important exercises, in my opinion, that I find to be very helpful with all cases of pelvic floor dysfunction. Hi, I'm Dr. Shaki from Core Pelvic Floor Therapy right here in Irvine, and let's begin. Here's your pelvis, and your pelvis is the foundation to the structure above. You are the foundation and the structure above. Without your upper and lower extremities, you're disabled but alive. Without your structure above, the pelvis, and your pelvis, you do not exist. So the importance of stability of your pelvis is highly important, highly monumental to your presence and functionality. When the foundation is weak, the structure above becomes compromised. Your brain knows very well the importance of what needs to be in place and what is required at any given time. When the stability of your pelvis is compromised, now the structures that are impacted and play huge roles in the stability are going to be altered. So the surrounding area work with the muscles inside of your pelvis to stabilize the walls of the pelvis for that very reason. When the functionality on the outside's not happening, the expectations of the muscles inside of your pelvis, this is more than your pelvic floor. Here's your pelvis, and you can see the floor is there, but is heavily intertwined with the walls to the point where you can't separate where the floor ends and where the walls begin. So the expectation of these muscles change. The hypertonicity or contraction of these muscles will be most often the presentation, and the presentation of that can be in different symptoms presentation, such as sexual dysfunction. You can have constipation, you can have dribbling, you can have issues with your uterus, depending on the gender, of course. You can have issues with sacroiliac pain. You can have issues with the lower back, chronic pain. You can have issues related to the lower extremities connected to the pelvis, which is hip mobility issues, lower extremity issues. You can have issues related to the nerves that traverse through the pelvis and are related to this area. So you can have lower extremity presentation, radiation going down there. You can have presentations of pudendal neuralgia, where there is a difference in sensation around the external genitalia. So that could be penis or vagina, anus or perineum. You can have tightness of the perineum. You can have feelings of sitting on a golf ball, like that kind of a tension. It's hard to sit, it's hard to stand up. There's so many different chapters to this book of pelvic floor dysfunction. So now we are going to specifically talk about the spine here. So imagine this is the pelvis, and you have your spine connected to it. If the connection is being compromised, so you don't have functionality there, then the health and stability of the pelvis is going to change. When that change happens, any of the presentations of pelvic floor dysfunction, some of which I just discussed with you, are going to show up over a course of time. So one of the things that I want to bring to your attention that most often we don't think about is what resides inside this pelvis in here. So you have your bladder in the front, prostate and uterus in the middle, and then intestine in the back. So when there is tension of these, the size of this area gets smaller. That means all of those structures are going to be squished. Your internal organs do not like to be squished. They like to be oscillating up and down, which is done naturally when we breathe biologically. Biological breathing is what we understand by studying human babies. I will make sure we put this video of biological breathing at the end of this video. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, you may want to do that now, because then you get notified of every video that I put out there available for you. So back to what we were talking about. So the health of your internal organs is going to be compromised. This comes in different presentations, like urinary incontinence, prostate enlargement, uterine function, intestinal function, sphincter issues, meaning there is a not letting go of the sphincters. This could be urinary sphincter, this could be anal sphincter. It could be not being able to release gas, or releasing it without realizing, not being able to hold your bowels, or not letting go so you can have bowel movements. There are so many different faces to this chapter, and the root of all of this, even though you can trace it back through irritation of the nerve as an example, lack of proper blood flow, so causing pelvic congestion, when the reality is every part of your body is here to serve you, and it knows its real function until the last breath you have. When we don't provide the right environment for them to thrive in, they will manifest their lack of happiness, so to speak, in so many different ways. When your spine connection to the pelvis is altered because it's not functioning properly, this is going to not function correctly. So you will have pelvic pain as a result of that. It's very, very possible. You are also entitled to have more than one thing wrong. You're also entitled to have more than one thing contributing to your pelvic instability and your pelvic floor dysfunction presentations, including pelvic pain. I hope this made sense to you. If you have any questions, make sure you put it in the comment. If you have any suggestions for more videos, make sure you put it in the comment. And make sure you subscribe to the channel. And until next time, take care.